Hello everybody, welcome to the Cosmic Lounge. My name is Colin, as you can see, and we've got a beautiful guest this evening, the lovely Elisabeth Luxe, and we're going to be discussing probably all things cosmic, if we can. So, thank you for joining us, wherever you are in the world. We're going to discuss cosmic beings and what comes next. So basically, we're going to be looking at where we're going. Clearly, cosmic beings are already here and present, and we're going to look at what the next stages may be, potentially for ourselves, our channeling, our state of spiritual being, and the next stage of cosmic development, so to speak. And I'm really happy to invite Lizzie, who is a channel, a healer, does light language, etc., etc. So we're just going to invite Lizzie on straight away and get straight into it, if that's okay.
Hi everyone.
Hi Lizzie, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, very excited.
For this another talk. Yes,
I'm very excited to be here as usual.
Yes, brilliant stuff. So, cosmic beings. We're going to be discussing cosmic beings, but tell us a bit about yourself. Channeling, light language, healing.
So I do everything. Yeah, okay. I'll be serious. I do mediumship. It's hard to be serious. I do mediumship and I do channeling. I do a bit of sort of trance. I do healing. I do light language, and I channel a lot of stuff like healing codes and stuff for collective energies.
Yeah.
So you know, we're always online, aren't we, Colin, with stuff? So I'm always joining in, and it's always nice to be able to do that for groups of people.
Yeah.
So we do that quite a lot on our little, well, your little circle that I'm always jumping onto.
Yeah, we do it.
So it's really nice, yeah. And so we're always working with the cosmic beings when we're doing that, which is lovely. And it gets weird and wonderful.
It certainly does. And you joined us. You're with us on the altered states of consciousness as well.
Yeah,
so
that was exciting. Yeah, that was exciting because you invited me on, and it was all last minute. And I literally ran home from where I was and jumped on. And yeah, so more of the same stuff.
Yeah.
Lots of channeling and lots of encouragement from all of my guides and the beings that I work with to everyone else. So that was fun. I was definitely meant to be there.
You had a packed house.
So it was good.
You had a packed house. It was full of them.
Oh my God, my whole, yeah, I felt like, well, I mean, I felt like I was in a different dimensional space at the time. And so, I mean, you were looking at me and I'm sitting in my flat, but for me, I was somewhere else. And it was just like, there was just so many beings and souls and, you know, spirits, and, you know, they all wanted to chat and they all wanted to come through. And I was like, whoa, this is not just a space for us, you know, it's for everyone on the call. Yeah. So, yeah,
it was amazing. It was just good. On that note, because I was watching your screen and the space around you, and you could see the energy was just packed into that space.
Was it? Yeah.
It was moving in all directions, floating around, in and out. There's all sorts going on. It was absolutely amazing to watch.
I mean, it was crazy because I kept coming in and out of different states and different frequencies. You know, because at one minute I was connecting with dragons and they were channeling through me, and I could feel the scales on my skin, and, you know, it was really cool. And the next minute I was channeling spirits, and then, you know, interdimensional beings. So there was so much going on.
It was a beautiful evening.
But I was trying to hold them back a bit because I was like, you know, don't get too.
Well, it's one of them. It's because with that space, once the energy starts building up in that space, especially over the first couple of weeks, it takes time just to get everything into gear and locks into place, and then woof, it starts moving, and it's stunning. We absolutely love it. those sort of courses, when we do the channeling course or chance course, and now this altered state one, in that space with all of us, obviously, everybody's light is contributing, and then you've got those beings around everybody, you know, throwing energy, projecting light into the space. Stunning stuff, absolutely stunning. So, and the other thing what I wanted just to quickly, I'm just going to say quickly hello to Amelia and Neva. Looks like never done it. Hi Amelia, lovely to see you. Thanks for joining us. And Neve, hi Neve. Hope your path is filled with light, and I hope everything's going well for both of you. And for those what are watching, what's not putting in the chat, please, if you've got any thoughts, any questions about cosmic beings and where we're going next. Hi Christina, lovely to have you with us. Yay, she's with us.
Hi Christina.
If you've got any thoughts or questions, and if you are watching us, please let us know that you're here. Just say hi in the chat. You don't need to join in or anything. But often what I like to do is make it a little bit interactive. So thank you for everybody joining us. Do you want to say hello to them, Elisabeth?
Yes, hi everyone. So nice to have you. And thanks for joining us for this fun chat.
Yay. Do you know what we did? I've just realised, I've spotted something in my top pocket, because we did signs, symbols, synchronicities, and interpreting messages from spirit workshop a couple of nights ago. And one of the aspects of signs, which we know is very common, is feathers, which many people associate with guardian angels. And it's funny because I was out earlier and look what was in front of me.
Oh, cool. Nice.
And I thought, oh, I need to pick that up. So I'm definitely picking it up. And there it is. It's a sign. I'm going to leave it on the computer. Jennifer Mack, she's here. Hi, Jennifer. Lovely to have you with us. Thanks for joining us. I hope everything's good. And Sue. Sue, hi, Sue.
Hi, Sue. Hi, Jennifer.
Sue's going to be joining us at some point, everybody, for a live chat on Cosmic Lounge.
That's one, isn't it? Juicy.
It will be with Sue, definitely. Absolutely love chatting to Sue. But it'll be one of them where it'll be spontaneous and in the moment, and bang, we'll just go for it. I love them ones. So quickly, what I wanted to ask Lizzie, or what I wanted to mention is, we also discussed, because you do light language, and we've been discussing you kind of maybe leading something, doing an evening of light language for people just to come in and join, blah, blah, blah. And if it's a bit of a success, then maybe potentially doing a course on light language.
Yeah, so what we want to do is we basically want to do a kind of one evening maybe on Zoom, where we invite whoever wants to come in and have a little go at light language. So I'll lead everybody in to a trance meditation, and then we will just see what comes through. I'll probably lead everyone in as well after the trance meditation with some light language, so people can just get started. And it won't be, I feel as though the way we're going to do it, because I know some people would be hesitant and thinking, oh, I'm going to be embarrassed, or what if I make weird noises? And they are weird noises.
They are weird noises. It's like a bit.
You know, so I'm thinking that in the beginning, we're just going to all just do it, you know, so that everyone just gets to interact with everyone at the same time. Because that way, you know, no one is center stage and no one's going to feel super weird. Correct. So, yeah, it's going to be really fun, and we'll see what kind of reach we get and whether there's an interest. And then if there is an interest in actually doing a course, then I'm going to set up.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Lizzie, thank you so much. I love it. I see Sue's Christina, that's exciting, and Sue, really interested in light language. It'd be great. Yeah, I'm sure, definitely. So I agree with you. So thank you so much, Lizzie. Looking forward to it. And that, guys, hopefully we're just trying to sort the date out. Lizzie's informed me I need to look at my messages with the dates. Some of you will know I am terrible at these gadgets. So I'll check the day. Anyway, we hope to maybe put it on towards the end of the month or the beginning of next month, beginning of July, somewhere around there. Is that right, Lizzie? It will happen somewhere around there.
That's going to work perfectly, I'm sure.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. So next one, what I wanted to kind of kick this off with, Lizzie, is, and you mentioned it early, codes, receiving codes, downloads, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
You want to tell us a little bit about these codes?
So, you know, we are living in a multi-dimensional universe, and as everybody knows, there's things like alchemy symbols and stuff like that, but there's also light codes. So light codes are kind of a bit like light language, like they're intertwined a lot of the time. So when you're doing light language, you're essentially sending out frequency codes, and they're called light codes. So they will come through. But, you know, sometimes in the beginning, when I started doing the light language, I was doing a lot of drawings and paintings.
Yeah.
And symbols were basically like coded. It was like a coded language. Fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
And the light codes, they're it's like a frequency language in a sense. It's almost like we can recode our blueprints, and we can recode our realities with the codes. And I think more and more people are going to start accessing this the more they open up. Especially if you start opening up to channeling, because and it'll be individually different for everyone. You know, everyone gets their thing, you know, coming through. And there's definitely similarities where people are picking up on the same thing. And it's so funny because I've been channeling so much in the last 2-3 years with the dragons, and today somebody that I kind of know of or kind of know popped up on my feed and was talking about the grid and the dragon codes and the whole thing, and I was like, oh my god, like literally saying every single thing that I've been channeling for 3 years. But so, yeah, there's so much, and it's so intriguing on how this is going to shape our reality. That's what I'm excited about.
Lizzie, thank you so much. I love the sound of this. So it's funny, isn't it? Because the codes and changing things. You got me thinking just then, because I thought, okay, it was like a visualized kind of image. And as we see, the image I got was, as we let go, or the more we let go of and I'm going to say lower frequencies, the denser, not lower, but denser frequencies, through whatever we're clearing within and around our space, that then creates a new space. And from that new space, at this time of evolution, the frequencies, what are coming in, as in codes, we can then kind of get inside and start changing the inner frequencies, as well as the ability then to transmit those frequencies, or, you know, codes, language, light language, through light language, externally. So it kind of like, it sounds amazing. I agree, Jennifer. Sounds fantastic. It is. And
it's pretty phenomenal. Yeah.
Sorry, go on, Lizzie.
No, go on. Finish what you're saying.
Well, this is, to be honest, this is why I had no intention of writing the title for this show. And all of it, that's what came in straight away. You know, Spirit just went, cosmic beings, what comes next?
Yeah.
And it's like, this one I really like. It was just so inspired.
I've been, ever since I started light language, I've been seeing people doing it all over Instagram and, you know, loads of other platforms. And it's becoming so much more common now. And I run into a lot of people that actually do it, which is totally cool, you know. And I've already met so many people on my path who are able to do it. But like anything, it takes effort, and it takes practice, and it takes, I actually when I first was getting some stuff, I was spending a lot of times in the day just telling my guides that I want to do more of this, and send me more of this, and I'll sit down and I'll do more meditation, and I'll channel more, and I just kept asking them for more and more and more and more. Show me, I want to experience it, and I think that's a really interesting way to one. It's an interesting way to learn, but I think it's also a fundamental way to open up the channel, is to actually ask for what it is that you want to be doing, because otherwise how does anyone know what you want to be doing if you're not asking? And it was the same with mediumship. As soon as I decided that's it, I'm gonna because I've always channeled, but I haven't always spoken to spirit, so, well, not in the way that I was training to do mediumship, because it's different. So but I just kept asking them. I kept saying, I want to do this. This is so cool. Show me,
Yeah, I get it.
I think the interaction between you and your guides and your higher self is really important to open up.
And this, do you know what? This is such a relevant point, because I totally agree with you. I really do. That through meditation or quieting the mind or stillness, whichever anybody uses, getting the mind consciously, being consciously aware of getting the mind close to spiritual guides, whoever they may be, wherever they're coming from, whatever realm or dimension. That's where the true inspiration lies. And I also like the fact is it's first-hand experience again. It comes from within. It's not we're not getting it from a book or listening to somebody else. They're very helpful, we know that, but that first-hand experience, like, okay, I need to do this. I need to sit and do it. And spirit, those guys absolutely love it. Going forward with these codes, Lizzie, and the light frequencies, it's clear the light frequencies are having a change now on the planet. It's like we know we are light. We know we're emitting light, i.e. light frequencies. Where's it leading? That's the question. Where is it leading?
Oh, I mean, we talk about this all the time, about how it's taking us into a higher consciousness. And so that we're elevating through dimensional spaces, right? And we're going, from the 3D, 4D, 5D, moving slowly but surely, into a different frequency. And the light codes are like activations, they help to activate certain things within your physical body, within your spirit, your mind. They may help you dissolve a lot of stuff, they can help you a lot through shadow work. And they can also help you to recode your mindset, I would say. Okay, so a lot of the stuff that I'm channeling a lot of the time for people, for like collective groups, it's definitely like sort of rejigging what's going on within the subconscious and the physical body as well, because it's kind of almost like a healing session. It is like a healing session.
That fits, doesn't it?
So but sometimes it's more, for one person they might be more mind, and then for someone else it might be more body, like physical self. Obviously the two are very intertwined. I find a lot of people, obviously, that have like health issues, it's often tied to some sort of trauma or a mindset or experiences that are trapped in this physical vessel. And it's kind of showing up as obviously pain or
Very interesting. It's because you've just reminded me of, I mean, one of the big things for me is spirals. I absolutely love spiral energy. Spirals. I think we are spirals. In fact, perpetual spiral. Hello, thanks for joining us. Lovely to have you with us. They just jogged me man. And then the frequencies. It's funny, isn't it? Because when we say we can use the terminology of moving your mind. Okay, move your mind, and so you go. Okay, what's another alternative to that? Or change the frequency. Change the frequency of awareness or consciousness, and that has a profound, or potentially has an immediate effect anyway, but it can have a very profound effect. And I totally like what you said and agree in so much where frequencies are the big healers. That's where the healing takes place, you know. And on a kind of side note, my understanding is when there's a blockage or not so much a blockage, but it's in there. When there's a condition what needs to be resolved, then it can only be resolved by frequency. And if it's in the body, it's going to be relative to the mind, and likewise. So my understanding and perception of it is this: when the light frequencies hit a dense frequency, which might have, it might be a small clump of energies within the body, when the light frequencies kind of hit it, it changes it. It starts loosening it up until eventually it can either be dissolved or that area comes into its natural state of frequency and starts flowing again. And I think this is going to play a major role and part in the coming years with a lot of people, where the light frequencies, as what was called codes, whichever one we want to refer to them as, but it's light and its frequencies of light is the game changer. We're seeing it across the board now. And I think as we go forward and more people work with the light frequencies, healing, mediumship, channeling, everything, shadow work, the law. That's the game changer. And then it takes us to cosmic beings and interdimensional beings and their presence and what they're bringing around. And interesting enough for me, which I wanted to kind of bring into this, is their intelligence. The question is, and not just the intelligence of cosmic beings, but the intelligence of spirit and spiritual beings. I think what we're going to do, or what potentially could happen, is as we move forward, we're beginning to start to look at what those beings of light are really thinking, their thoughts, their consciousness, because we've had a tendency, definitely for the last 30, 50 years, to think of what we would like our mediumship. No, I want my mediumship to be like this. Well, no, I'm doing it this way. I'll do it that way. And I always have this image of the spiritual guide standing behind them going, well, if you ask us, we can tell you which one is most suitable for you, and everything will speed up for you, and your path is going to change. But we have a tendency to think what we would like, and then think, I've got to be careful here, but almost think that we know what spirit want and what their intellectual or their wisdom contains, when really we're only just seeing a drop in the ocean of their mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Literally a drop in the ocean.
Also from our higher selves. So, I mean, I've had some very interesting conversations with my higher self. But it's amazing how multifaceted your own higher self is, and so my higher self, I would say, is like a joker. A lot of fun, likes to play a lot of games, right? But also, obviously, like the intelligence, the actual intelligent structure of the higher self is just phenomenal.
Yes.
And we're obviously, we're like a tiny little dot of the spectrum of the higher self here in this physical vessel. But I feel like the more we can tap into the higher self as well with guidance, and also it's like listening, isn't it? So I've been really lucky because, well, I like to learn things. So from the beginning, as soon as I realized, I mean, they've been guiding me all along, and they used to guide me through social media. They used to drop things on my social media feed, and I used to follow it, and I used to go, oh, that's a very interesting subject, I'll read up on that. and then I'd read up on light language, and then I read up on frequencies, and then I read up on light alchemy, and then one thing led me to the next, to the next, to the next. And then even when I was like going to circles or watching other mediums, how they work, coming back to the mediumship, you know, people would give me messages, not very often, but occasionally, if I really needed to know something, I would get a message from someone, and they would say, oh, have you watched these two mediums? They both do trance. You should check them out because they work very differently. And then instantly I knew, I was like, oh, okay, I'm supposed to do trance. So, you know, so I followed it. So every time I kind of was given like a little piece of information, I would kind of follow it. So a bit like Alice in Wonderland, you know, and it's quite exciting when you start to follow it. And that's, I think, why I kind of breezed through things so quickly and picked up and learned things so quickly, was because I kind of wasn't in resistance to, you know, my guides and the help that I was getting. So my collaboration with them was very easy, you know. Yeah. So, you know, so I think it's really important, isn't it, to to not, and also this is the other thing that you were saying, is not to be too stuck in your mindset. I do think it's a mindset thing. I think most of the things that we're elevating out of now is these type of mindsets that we've kind of either been integrated into, or we've integrated into ourselves, that actually aren't really serving us. And having a more of a broad spectrum mindset where you're open to opportunities and change is where we need to be at, because that's when things really pick up and get really fun.
Lizzie, I love it. It's absolutely, this is so inspiring, because I totally agree with everything you've just said. One of the enemies of the mind is stagnation. You know, we're moving from the density. Are you okay? Are you? Catch your breath. It's all right.
Go on.
So it's like I'm coming to that, Jennifer. Expectations, absolutely. So I think there's pitfalls. When I wrote the book, The A to Z Index of Spiritualism, Spirit made me put a list of pitfalls in there, what we should guard against on our path, on our journey, so to speak. And one of them is complacency. Complacency is terrible, absolutely terrible, because the mind can get to a point in its stages of development and innocently start to get a little bit complacent about where the mind is at that stage, what knowledge or what information they've got. And I am constantly guarding against that one. I always have done for many years. Then stagnation is another one, you know, which then what you've just said is reading the signs. The opposite is reading the signs and interpreting the meaning behind them once you see them. Like you just said, somebody mentioned about 2 trance mediums, and you've gone, right, I need to look at trance and do trance. That for me is absolutely magical. That's the way I've literally a similar way to how I've worked. I'm sensing the subtle aspects, and it's like that's the one, right? That's what they're when we're reading signs, it's in this way. And along with that also is that expanded consciousness, expanded state of consciousness, being open enough to sense what Spirit's informing them of. Obviously, when we're close to Spirit, we just get it almost direct. But also looking at all the signs around us and going, right, I need to put that together. I need to look at this aspect, or take that on board and put it into action. I think this is a point we're going towards in the coming years. Action is going to be so prominent. But then I just wanted to come back with what Jenny Mack just said. When we put our expectations on things, we can often block the magic of the unexpected. 100%, Jennifer. Having expectations, we we discuss this a lot when we're sitting for trance and channeling and even mediumship. Have no expectation. Whatever you do, don't have any expectations. And especially, this is a big part where, and I'm just going to mention this, the letting go process, what I do, and whether it's, sessions or retreats, one of the main players of letting go, and the letting go obviously is letting go of whatever, the individual is carrying and wishes to dissolve and transform and let go of. Not to have any expectation, not to go into the session with any expectations, because we know 99% of the time, if we're going somewhere with expectations, we are going to be in pain afterwards, because them expectations are not going to come into fruition. They're not going to happen. So it's like bin all expectations and just go in with a clear mind. I just want to say hello to Rish. Hi, Rish.
Hi,
Lovely
Rish.
to have you with us, Rish. Just to let you know, everybody, where are we? Thursday, so Friday. Rish has got a chat on tomorrow night. I think, if I've got it right, Rish, with Jennifer Rose, beautiful Jennifer Rose. Jennifer and Rish are going to be doing a live chat tomorrow night. I think it's about 8 o'clock UK time. I think. Let us know, Rish. Put it in the comments, Rish, so people can see it, so they can jump on and watch it. If I can make it, I'm going to go on it. But yeah, so opening up, Lizzie, it's about being open in it.
Yeah.
And letting go of the old densities, letting go of the old stagnant for that. And the big one is the rigid mind. That rigidity is what's kind of loosening it up now. The light's getting in and it's breaking it up and loosening it up. And it's like, right. So then the expansion comes, as you were saying. And from that, our development, we can grab the teachings a lot more easier.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm loose, I'm flexible. If I've got that flexibility, right, okay, I see that part, right, bang, bring it in, analyze it. Does it fit with everything? Yes, right. Put it into action straight away. No kind of thinking or over-analyzing, just, is it right? Let's get on with it. And I think where we're at is at this stage now, when we're talking about cosmic beings, there's such a huge inspiration from them in this way, in this form, along with obviously spiritual guides. It's like, guys, don't try and control this. Stop trying to control and be in control of everything. If anything, let us in and we will control it, because we know how to control it, in a manner which is best for the light of the collective. And I think, go on, Liz. Yeah, please go.
It doesn't just apply to mediumship or to channeling or to talking to beings of light or angels or whatever it is, you're doing. It also applies to your life.
Oof.
So like today, I had this situation. It's quite a funny little story. I'm not going to tell the whole story. It was a bit embarrassing, but basically, I was selling something, and I was selling a sofa chair that I've had for a really long time. It was like a really nice designer chair, but I just don't really need it, and it's just been sitting in my spare room. Anyway, long story short, I found this really lovely lady who really, really wanted to buy it, and she was coming today. And I got it all ready, and I was like, I'm all organized. I sorted it out last night, took it downstairs because I live in an apartment block. It was all like easy breezy, lemon squeezy. And she turns up with her husband, we put it in the van and we sort it all out. They drive off. I go upstairs, and then I realized that chair is a chair where I left some documents underneath the cushion.
You left £5,000 under the cushion.
Right. And then I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I've done that. I literally sent the chair off with my stuff. So I'm messaging her. But the thing is, we arranged it on like eBay. And I messaged her straight away. But, I only had her eBay. I didn't have her contact details because eBay wouldn't let us share it unless they were paying me through eBay. And she wanted to pay cash. So I was like, cool. Anyway, so I'm thinking, oh God, but she seemed like the nicest person. Anyway, they were really nice, but I was like, are they going to come back? Because they could just keep driving, and she could just never be in touch anymore. She could just take me off.
Yeah.
And I had to really speak to myself and be like, okay, you have to trust, one, there's good people out there. and 2, that it's going to work out, because otherwise what are you putting into the universe, like, you know? And initially I was in a panic, but then I was like, just calm down and just think of the scenario that you want, how you want it to work out. And she was just amazing. And they drove back. It was like a 12-minute drive to get back to me. And, you know, I got my bits and bobs out the car, and we were laughing about it, but I was just like, you know, it could have been anyone. They could have just driven off and been like, too late now, you know. But I really had to be like, hang on a minute. If I am in control of my own destiny, which is what I'm always, you know, saying, that we make the world that we live in. If I believe that, then in a situation like that, I have to put that into the universe, which is what I did. And, you know, she was amazing. And then also, I think it wasn't just obviously worked out, but after I spoke to my guides, and I was like, why did you not remind me? Like, why would you put me through that? That was super stressful. And they were like, no, for this particular, literally for these skill sets, so that you know that you can handle stressful situations, and you can now control the energy. So you can alchemize the energy to work out in your favor. So this situation was set up. It's not a test, but in a sense, slightly like a test.
Yeah, I get it.
They wanted to test me to see how am I going to handle this situation energetically. And, you know, obviously I calmed myself down, and I was like, everything's going to work out for my highest good. And I was like, it's all going to work out. And, you know, she came straight back, and it was super amazing.
Love it. Lizzie, I love this.
Right.
It's like a classic example of applying spiritual teachings in everyday life.
Well, when I
There's no separation, is there? Sorry, go on.
When I channel, these are the type of messages that come through all the time. One, you're in control of your own reality.
Yeah.
Right. And also you can create the reality that you live in. So, you know, you control the frequency. So I had to go from a quite low frequency, because initially I was in panic mode.
Yes.
And then really bring myself up, which is kind of what I do when I go into channeling, is I push through the levels of dimensional spaces. So I just did the same thing. I essentially just went, no, I'm going to just collect all this energy, positive energy, and be like, you know what? I believe this person is an amazing person, and she will come back. And she did. And she was. And I did reward her when she came back, because I was like, you know what? You didn't have to come back. It's so nice of you. And, you know, and she then was like, she was like, oh my God, this really helps out. And I can't believe you did that. And I was like, it works two ways. You know, it's like an energy exchange. So
that's right. So totally agree.
Yeah.
Lizzie. Absolutely.
So, but we have to live, you know, so like when I bring the messages through channeling, I am always trying, because I'm always saying to them, you could push me right out if you want. Like, I don't have to be here. Like, I could go into a really deep trance. And they always say to me, no, we want you to hang around so you can hear what's going on. And it really annoys me sometimes, because I'm like, but I want to go into really deep trance. And they're just like, no, we want you to hear the messages. But I know it's because it's helping me to embody the things that are also being, the messages that are being delivered, right? So it's helping my journey as well as other people. So
this is, do you know what this is? I've just got the words, Lizzie. This is walking the talk.
Yeah, exactly.
This is walking the talk. We spend a lot of time, or the mind does, intellectualizing, thinking about it, discussing it, debating it in our own head. And this is a classic walking the talk. It's like, okay, you've now got a situation. How are you going to deal with it?
Exactly.
And it's like straight away, it's like, okay, the first thing I need is that calm and peace and tranquility, because from that's going to come the clarity. Can't change the situation because it's going to be what it is. I've sent the signal out there. Is it going to be responded to? Yes. In this case, it came back. They came back. And it's like, this is walking the talk. this separation business of, well, I just put my mediumship hat on, or I put my spiritual hat on when I'm in a church, or etc. It's like them days are gone, and they're going very fast. You know, it's like, no, guys, this is the whole, one of the biggest things what I've always kind of grabbed is from the teachings, if we call them spiritual teachings. I love calling them spiritual teachings because that's what they are for me. One of the things I absolutely love about them is bringing them in, not just thinking about them, bringing them in and let them move through the whole of our being so that we are them. And in any given moment, we can reflect that or share that or speak it or, you know, emanate it, whatever we're thinking. That for me is where we start getting close to doing what our guides ask us to do without losing our, you know, we're not children, and I've got to be careful using that word, but we are not children as such. We can maybe say we are still infants of the universe, which, you know, that's in there somewhere, but we're not supposed to lose that adult. We're supposed to now become the adult. I think what we're looking at the moment is we need the adults in the room, in the space and when I say the spiritual space, I also mean in the community of this on the planet at the moment. And I think guides and inspirers are really doing so much work behind the scenes for a lot of people, so that there's mature minds in the space.
Yeah.
And it's not about, you know, helping others in an egotistical way. Sorry, it's about merely emitting those light vibrations of a pure truth, or a truth which resonates in such a way it inspires all of us. You know, I think that's where we're at. But I've just seen some of the comments.
Did you see Amina Shanti?
Yeah, how is this exactly what I needed to hear? Amna, hello, Shanti. Thanks for joining us. Wait a minute, what day is it? Oof, there's some travels taking place somewhere. And Jennifer, oh no, I love how you turn the situation around, Elizabeth. Yeah, definitely, Jennifer.
I mean, this is what if these are the type of messages that we're getting from interdimensional beings and guides all the time, and we're sitting there and we're channeling them, then we have to live by that information. You know, we have to try and embody that ourselves as well, because if we don't even believe the messages that are coming through and how we can change the world that we live in, then what is the point of being the channel? You know, we have to embody the information, you know, so that also we're kind of showing the way for others, you know, to see that, you know, there's always a way, isn't there? And had it not turned out in that way, then I'm sure that would have been for a particular reason too, and something else would have shown up instead, right? So, you know, it worked out exactly how it's supposed to.
Love it. I love it. Perpetual Spiral. Do you want to read this one, Lizzie?
Oh, yeah, good. My spirit friends and advisors keep reminding me that I'm more able to create a charmed life with twists and turns. Keeps me on my toes. Well, exactly. I mean, we came here for the experience of learning, and if everything was just streamlined all the time, then we're not really learning anything, are we?
Sorry, Lizzie. I just want to. Shanti's just thrown that one in. I'm off to the pool to raise my frequency. Nice to see you, Colin and Lizzie.
Oh, take me to the pool.
Enjoy it, Shanti. Oh, yeah. It's true. The twists and turns keep all of us on our toes, don't they? You know, we need them. We need them moments. Okay. If we're at peace, we're okay. But they're so inspiring when we get put onto our toes, and that spark, it creates a spark within us and keeps that life. It's like, okay, let's deal with any situation. Right, I'm going to sort this situation. I'm going to deal with it. And to be honest, one of the things I thrive on is situations, what I'll say challenging, can be challenging. Not difficult. I don't want to call them difficult situations. They can be. because my mind starts tripping like nobody's business, and it's like, right, and people will go, right, how are we going to sort this out, sort that out, and I'm just like tripped somewhere else, totally calm, and go, we'll deal with it. There's an answer, there's a solution.
Well, I think this is the thing. If you can create a mindset that's solution based, you're already halfway there.
Yeah.
And I've been doing that. I would say, actually, it's quite interesting because they were just dropping something in my mind. So they said, you should take the example of near-death experiences. So, and I was thinking, why are they saying that to me? But I was like, yeah, I know that near-death experiences can make people change their lives, because obviously you have it's like a wake-up call, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
And actually, I had one when I was like, I think I was 18 or 19, and it was kind of like a near-death experience, and it did change. My whole mindset changed after that day, because I was like, oh my God, I'm so grateful to be here. I mean, it's the most amazing thing to be living this life, to be in this body. And since then, I've always controlled my mindset, and I've always been more solution-based rather than kind of focusing on the issue. And I think if we can do that, I mean, just you solve everything so quickly, and you can, and it's much better in a way. Your communication with others also get a lot better, and also it's just a very efficient way of moving through challenges.
It's progressive.
Yeah, that's what I did with this situation. I was like, okay, solution based. What's the first thing I should do? Message her before they get too far away. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Reach out and just let her know. Can you come back? I need to check something, I don't
well, you're prioritizing, aren't you? You're prioritizing what's required in that moment straight away.
And you control the energy, like you have to kind of embody that energy that, okay, this is going to work out well. And, so, but yeah, the twists and turns makes everything interesting. So.
Brilliant stuff. Brilliant. So it was we've read that one. So cosmic beings. Woof. What are we looking at, Lizzie, when we think of cosmic beings, multidimensional beings, multi-dimensions, internally, externally, and the inspiration, what they bring, not to us as individuals, but what they are trying to bring, or they are bringing, to mankind and humanity regarding this change where we are at the minute?
I think that if I'm absolutely honest, I think without the interaction with cosmic beings, we would really be struggling right now, because the way that the Earth's frequency has changed in the last, let's say, 2 years, and the fact that we've had to go through, a lot in the last 2 years, and particularly people that are sort of, let's say, awakening or whatever you want to call it, we've had to shed a lot of stuff. Like it's been full on, right? But I think having the interaction with multidimensional beings and them channeling all of this very extremely helpful information to us on how we can control the energies, or how we can embody the new frequencies, how we can change our mindsets, how we can move forward. I think it's completely, you can't put a value on it.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. Totally. It's like we would be awash at sea without them. Definitely.
I think so.
And we'd probably already be, well, I mean, I'm going to stretch even further, probably. Without them, the species probably wouldn't exist on the planet at this time. And definitely where we're going without them, we need them around to continue this, to keep bringing that light to help us. And this aspect of channeling the light. Let's just call it channeling for the light for a moment. And those words of inspiration through all the different minds of around the planet, across the planet, what have been speaking about the light and, you know, emitting these beautiful frequencies. They've inspired. I think they've really helped calm a lot of people what would have been extremely anxious and concerned and worried in the spiritual space.
Yeah.
In the spiritual space, a lot more than what they are at the minute. I think cosmic beings, I'm going to refer to these at the minute, cosmic beings or guides, they've really come around and kind of just settled some of the energy on the planet, and the spiritual minds, respectfully, obviously, because we're always on that kind of fine line, have really got the benefit from everybody what's been working with spirit and cosmic beings and doing their channeling. Just going to say hello to Brian La. Hi, Brian. Thank you so much for joining us. Great conversation recently with Brian. We've got Brian back on Cosmic Lounge coming up soon, later. And Jennifer Rose, she's here. Hi, Jennifer. Thank you, Jennifer. Yes. Say hello, Lizzie.
Hi, guys. Thanks for joining.
Thank you also, Jennifer, because Jennifer's allowed us to plug into her system and go live from her StreamYard as well. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's lovely.
Yeah. So moving forward a bit, Lizzie. So we've got interdimensional beings, obviously inspiring so many in a wonderful way around the planet.
You know, imagine it just takes one person to go online or to go into space, even a spiritualist church or whatever. It takes one person that can channel to hold that frequency for one, right? Which already activates everybody around them.
Yeah.
And holding the frequency, even if they're doing like making a reel online or something like that, talking about it, you're already sending out all the light codes and the frequencies through those messages. It's one of the reasons that I started my channel, because I wanted to share, because I know through my words, through speaking, so much just gets sent out, and it just like planting like all these seeds in people, you know. And it's so amazing that you know, one person could, let's say, reach like 10,000 people, you know, or more. You know, some people are reaching a lot more than that. But even just going into like a spiritualist church, you could be that one person. I know, because when I started mediumship, I made friends with this lovely girl, Justina, and we became really good friends. We're very similar in lots of ways, and we kind of spurred each other on going to watch other mediums and learn lots of stuff. But obviously my stuff is more multidimensional. It's more progressive, and hers is more kind of sort of you know, more kind of traditional mediumship.
Yes.
So more spirit based, you know. And she was very open-minded with mine. I mean, she didn't understand it at first when I was talking about it, but I think me just speaking about it kind of opened up her mind to it. And then she may speak to one or two people, and then they may speak to a few people. And it's kind of like a ripple effect, you know?
It is, yeah.
So that in itself is what we all need to be doing. And I know that's why whenever I'm channeling, they're always telling the groups that I'm channeling to, it's time to step into that space and put yourself out there, because they need us to do that. Because in this way, we are actually raising the frequency. Even if you think you're not even touching that many people, it's a ripple effect. That's how you need to think about it.
Love it. I mean, totally, Lizzie. Yeah, it's like we are the light. When we activate it even more, that changes the environment we're in and any other soul what's in that space. So the domino effect is there. Merely by being present, we alter it, quantum mechanics, etc. And then when we actively channel the light, woof, the expansion of that globally, because we know there's no limits, it's not just contained into that space around our auric field. When we really, I mean, if we want to get to some of the good stuff, it's like, okay, Right, let go of everything. Blast wide open, and then question just how far that light is going and where it's reaching. It's not even contained to this planet.
Yeah.
Because we've seen.
That's what they tell me. They say it goes through the cosmos, literally.
Of course. Yeah. It's like when we refer to ourselves as cosmic beings.
Yeah.
Then what are these? When we're thinking about a planet so many light years away, and we can still see that planet, then we can kind of use that as a mirror effect on the capacity of the light of every individual soul. And that's in a physical sense. So if we imagine it on a spiritual and ethereal, cosmic, multidimensional aspect, forget limits. Limitations are just connected to the human mind and this density, or the density of this planet. So once we move our mind and open up in that respect, it's like woof. And you go, well, it's going to go to wherever it's going to go. I'm not even going to hazard a guess how far it might be reaching. And if light is ever present, then it's present in all space and beyond space itself, as we understand it.
I mean, there's a little bit of proof in this, because remember when we were on the other day on the course, and I was channeling, and you said my screen just started to white out.
Yeah.
And that just shows you how powerful it is if it can do that.
Yeah, that's right. It's override because it will override.
Doing that.
Yeah,
imagine having people channeling at the same time that I was.
Yes. Yeah.
And how that's impacting on this new grid that we're basically building off this light,
Yeah.
So never, I always say, never underestimate your part, the part that you play while you're here on Earth and you're doing what you think may be completely insignificant could have the biggest effect.
Well,
in where they're going.
I put something out last week or the week before, what I refer to as the quiet ones.
Yeah.
The quiet ones. Those souls around the world what are never seen of, never heard of.
Yeah.
And their light is doing so much positive.
Yeah.
What we can't describe. So it's like everybody's playing that part. I would say to people to try and come out of the density.
Yeah.
And the density and the dense frequencies or wavelengths. Because when we look at 3D, instead of saying dimension, let's refer to it as a density. So coming out of the densities of where our consciousness is at this moment within us, if we can come out of that density, the magic happens and transform that density, whatever, but come out of it either way. I wanted to read Christina. So I just want to say to everybody who's joined us, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. We're going to make it a little bit more interactive now. So if you want to put your comments and any questions, please do into the chat. But also, if you've got anything else, or if you guys have got anything coming up, I know Jennifer Rose has got tomorrow night with Rish, and anybody else got anything else? Please put them in the comments. Do some advertising. Chuck it out there so everybody can see what's going on.
Yeah, I'm sure tomorrow's going to be phenomenal. So people should tune. I'm sure tomorrow's going to be phenomenal. So tune into that.
Yeah, definitely. With Rish and Jennifer.
Yeah.
And also, guys, maybe. So I've got somebody nudging me here. Just whenever you feel like writing something on your post or doing something yourselves, don't question it. Just go for it. Just do it. Because we're equally, all of us are playing a part. Exactly. Like I always think these, when we do these chats, it's like it's a collective what's doing something. Me and Lizzie at the minute, we're kind of just waffling on in a nice way, spiritually, cosmically, but on a completely different level. All of us, as we've gathered here, is doing something truly phenomenal and magical on a totally different frequency.
Yeah, because it's an interconnectedness, right?
Yeah. It's like Jennifer used the word yesterday, catalyst. It's like we're the catalyst, I suppose.
Exactly.
Come on,
right,
let's read them.
Let's read this comment.
Yes.
Oh, Christina.
Go for it, Lizzie.
Okay, I saw somewhere that there has been released files from the US government. There are at least 4 cosmic civilizations communicating with the human race, not spiritual beings from higher realms, rather ETs from flesh. Any thoughts on that? They're also cosmic beings, right? Sure.
Lizzie, over to you.
Of course, they're all cosmic beings. We all are. I think, you know, any being is a cosmic being. You know, it's a funny one because I haven't been involved in, I haven't interacted in any way with any news since beginning of COVID. I don't watch any news. I don't get involved in it. I feel it's just a way for me to hold my own frequency. So I don't tend to know so much is what comes up, but you know, people tell me obviously occasionally, and right now I'm reading this, so you know, I know it now. So, but yeah, I'm sure. I mean, we all know that the governments have been working with, you know, extraterrestrial beings for many eons.
Yeah.
Secretly, you know, so that I don't think that's a surprise to most people that are open-minded. Whether it's 4, or it's 6, or it's 500, who knows, you know.
Good point, Lizzie. Good point. If I can, I'm going to add to it because first thing is the government's only going to release snippets.
Exactly.
It's what they want, what they think, you know. I mean, it's scandalous the way it is sometimes. However, they'll release snippets, and it will contain ambiguities. Okay, I know clearly they've done it for a reason. This is very strange that you've put this up, Christina, because we've got a chat coming up with. We're going to do what's called a round table with Arnie Layton and Jennifer Rose, and maybe a couple of other people. We're just figuring out the date and time, and we're going to be discussing ETs and disclosures, government disclosures. So that's coming up hopefully in the next few weeks, maybe, I don't know, 4 to 6 weeks, maybe, as quickly as we can get onto it. And I'm really looking forward to it with Arnie and Jennifer. So, but this one, going back to this, so they've had 4 cosmic civilizations, ETs in flesh. They're also cosmic beings, right? Yes, definitely. Like Lizzie says, we're all cosmic beings. We're all beings of the cosmos. Whether we are in a, this is quite interesting. We have a tendency to see our physical form according to the frequency of our awareness, conscious awareness. Okay, so you can have one mind what will perceive their physical form as being very dense, heavy, solid, and you can have another mind what will see it completely different, as very light, particles moving, etc., etc. It's all according to the frequency of one's awareness. This is where it gets interesting because we know the physical form is a state of matter, particles, atoms of matter, etc., containing all the elements, you know, without opening it up too much. But in effect, there is no physical form. There is no physical body. We have merely allowed our consciousness to come down to a dense state and attune to a dense frequency, which then we perceive as a physical form and a physical body appearing to our mind. But we know when we meditate, and the deeper we go into meditation, we lose that awareness and that conscious awareness of the physical form. It kind of changes before our very eyes, or, you know, our senses sense it differently. It's lighter. People talk about the light body. I love the light body meditations, to be honest. So what we're looking at when we're looking at cosmic beings is different forms of what we may perceive as physical forms or not, flesh, etc. What we're actually looking at is forms and states of matter. So far, there's obviously gone things beyond matter. And each one is vibrating at a different frequency. Now, this is where it gets so interesting, because we know spirit can appear. They can be standing like they are doing now in the space around everybody's room right now. We've got different beings in our space right now as we're talking and sitting here. Now, if any one of those beings decided to materialize and appear in a physical form, it's because they're manifesting it mentally through the light of their soul or consciousness, whatever you want to call it. But they have the capacity to manifest it, and then they will appear to us in what we think is a physical form. Once they've done what they wanted to do and showed themselves to us, they will dissolve that. What they're actually doing is a change in the vibration and frequency of their form back to formlessness. So when we apply that to ourselves as cosmic beings, like Lizzie was saying, we are cosmic beings, what happens? We lose the attachment to the physical form of our physical body. Well, our pain is only as we're in pain because we've got a sense of attachment to something. It's like a car. You know, if somebody drives past and bangs the car and we feel the pain, it's like, oh, they banged my car. What's happened? Why are we feeling that pain? It's because we've got attached to that car. We're doing the same with the physical body. We've got attached to it. So what we need to do is vibrate at a faster frequency, and we'll lose the attachment to the physical form. Lizzie.
Yes.
Oh, nice one, Christina. You opened that one up. That was like...
We have another good one, which is from Perpetual Spiral.
Yes.
So when I travel with my Palladian alternate soul experience, he says that we are better together. He activates and transmits frequency, and I activate grounding. It feels electric. Trips the light fantastic.
Oh, Perpetual Spiral. I think this is Ruth. Is that your Ruth? I love it. Ruth's got a beautiful mind.
Yeah.
So he activates. Yeah, he activates and transmits frequency, and I activate the grounding. This is so true.
Yeah.
Ruth. It's a classic case, and it's funny because I was writing something over the last couple of days, and there's a part in it what connects to this. It is Ruth. Hi, Ruth. Thanks for joining us. Ruth has got some beautiful stories to tell regarding their beings. And anyway, sorry, Ruth, I've just opened up a bit of your privacy. Sorry. Anyway, better together. I think this is another aspect, Lizzie, where we can agree that where we're going in the future, what comes next is that togetherness. Because we're in our individual state. Yeah, we're kind of in our individual state and walking our individual unique journey, which I believe in. And sometimes at the minute still, there's a tendency to keep a space between ourselves and others. And I think in the future, once the healing has been totally, achieved on the planet for all of us, then barriers will come, that will be dissolved. It's like the only borders what exist are the ones within our mind, and then borders are coming down fast.
But I call that unity consciousness.
Yeah,
they've been channeling that to me for the past 3 years.
Yeah,
that is the frequency that we're stepping into. One mind, one heart kind of thing.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah. Ruth, thank you so much for that. Absolutely beautiful. It feels electric. Oh. Trip the light, fantastic. Well, if Jennifer Rose is listening to this, she'll be laughing her head off. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Trip the light, fantastic. As much as you possibly can, guys. Every day. There's no limits. Just go, okay, yeah, I'll do it right now. I'm off. Boom. Sue Townsend, we have receivers and transmitters throughout the etheric web and beyond. I think that should be in every school book around the planet. So,
well, I keep telling Sue that she's meant to be a teacher. So, you know, that's what the beings are like. Keep telling her.
Sue's one of the quiet ones.
It's time for her to, you know, step up her game.
Well, it's funny you saying that because she on ethereal virtual center, Sue does circles and things and healing and all sorts. She did yesterday. So anybody what's watching, please, Kim Princess Sue should
I think she's going to be writing a lot of stuff, and it's going to be like a foundational kind of thing. So I'm quite excited to see that.
I love chatting to her. I'm waiting for her to just give me the signal to get her back on Cosmic Lounge again. And you're right, Lizzie and Kim. Sorry, Sue. Good job you're not public.
That's such a great way with words. That the way that she can, the way that she interacts with, you know, beings of light, and the way that she describes things. It's so intelligent, but it's also so easily accessible to the mind for anyone. And that's what I love about the way that Sue puts things. So I'm just picking you up, Sue, because I really love that you speak.
She'll be going, will you lot just pack it in and stop?
Sorry, and we're putting you on the spot now.
No, keep going. I like it. Sue deserves it. Keep going. Sorry, Sue. So anyway, talking about light and etc. I want to let everybody know on Saturday we've fixed this for English or the Western and American sides, Europe and America. We've got a workshop from 3 p.m. till 8 o'clock in the UK, so it matches. So people like in America and Canada can get on it. We've got a workshop, Journey to the Light of Your Soul.
Wow.
So Sue is amazing at summarizing key points. 100%.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the workshop, if anybody, bookings are still open. If anybody wants to join us, you're more than welcome to check it out. It's on Monoka Consciousness Group. Blah 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 blah. Now then, final words. Last 10 minutes or so. Lizzie.
Yeah.
What comes next?
What comes next? Well, I think there's just going to be subtle shifts within our consciousness. And with each shift, we just get to touch a little and a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more of this cosmic web that we are part of. And by touching it, just bit by bit, we get to access more and more. Yeah. I mean, I always get super excited about it. I think it's one of the best things about my journey. I think it's talking about this stuff, embodying it, helping other people embody it. It's so funny because when I first started doing light language, I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do with this? And even with the channeling, you know, at first, because you feel a bit weird, you know. But then I just realized that it's always been part of my life. Maybe not the light language coming out the way it was, but the channeling, I've done it all my life. It's always weaved into conversations. Yeah. And then once I really did all the shadow work and all of this stuff, you know, then you're just not that fussed about what other people think anymore. You know, in that sense, you're not really, you know, it's not so, it's more of a kind of, you just know that you're meant to be doing the things that, you know, sharing the gifts that you have. Yeah. And by you doing that, you encourage other people to do the same thing, to step out their shell. So it's quite a beautiful thing, really. And, you know, the people that I watched from the beginning of my journey that kind of made me that I looked at them and I thought, oh wow, I would love to do that one day, or I'd love to put myself out in this way or that way, you know, and then it sort of slowly starts to come together. So I think we can all like inspire each other to kind of step out of the shell a bit. But I'm very excited about what's going to be coming in for us as we keep moving forward through these levels of consciousness.
Love it. Thank you so much, Lizzie.
Oh,
Me too.
thank you, Colin.
Me too. Absolutely. I know I can just hear one or two in the chat going, come on, you're supposed to be in the present, get into the now. And I totally agree.
Yeah.
But I think when we have a glimpse of what is coming next, it's not just about hope and inspiration. It's about what you've said, Lizzie, for me. It's touching. It's almost going to be touching something which is beyond our present comprehension, maybe, you know, and more. We can comprehend. It's not to diminish anybody's knowledge or awareness in any way, shape, or form. It's not. And yet, I just believe there's so much more to come in its beauty and wonder and magnificence. And I think if we continue in the community to keep inspiring one another and supporting one another, then we can touch that magic.
Yeah.
We can
and
touch it.
Like magical, you know.
Yeah. We can feel it now. For a moment, we can feel it in this space when we allow our mind to move into the light of that energy, so to speak. Yeah, and I'm going to leave it at that because I think that's probably the best way to leave it. Tell us about what you've got coming up, Lizzie. Workshops, reading,
potential workshops and mediumship, obviously, private readings. I do my social media. I'm going to push on with some things on there. But I've, like everyone else, I've been moving through these waves that we've been going through, and I've just been, even though I do my social media every day, there are ways that there are things that way I really want to push it, but I really took the time to be present with myself. And sometimes we need to rest as well. And, you know, I do a lot of things. So I need to remember to rest and take care of my vessel as well. So that's what I've been doing.
100%. Yeah. Thank you, Lizzie. So there you are, guys. Thank you so much. I'm Margaret. Thank you for joining us. Better late than never. So that's okay. Thank you to everybody for joining us and your comments and your love and collectively our, you know, the light with your guides and the beings of light, etc. And maybe we can leave on that note, which is keep your tank stocked up.
Yes.
That's what's important. Exactly what Lizzie just said. Give time to yourself. Don't overstretch yourself. These waves are now in constantly. Energy is moving all over the place. Go with it. And yeah, let's stay in your light.
Exactly.
Lizzie, thank you so much.
Thank you, Eva, for always setting us up.
Yep. Big thank you to Ava for setting it all up.
Yeah.
It's been amazing. Thank you to Jennifer Rose for allowing us to jump on with hers. Thank you, everybody. And we'll see you all. Well, I mean, we've got several, I don't know, next week we've got about 3 more Cosmic Lounges on the go next week. Really, Michael Christopher, I think, is on Monday. Is it Monday? We've got, we'll be talking about mediumship with Michael. I'm really looking forward to Michael Christopher coming on. And then on Tuesday, I think it is, we have Emma Reed. She's doing a question. We're going to do, or Emma's going to take question and answers on meta consciousness. I hope I've said that right. So that's going to be very informative, along with Michael's chat. And meta consciousness question and answer with Emma Reed. Can't wait. That's Friday the 12th. Sorry. Yeah. And interestingly, I believe on Saturday the 13th, this one has been pushed by Spirit specifically. It's going to be a mediumship Q&A. Nothing else, no reading, nothing else, and with Jennifer Rose. So Spirit's thankfully Jennifer has accepted the invitation. So any thoughts, any questions on mediumship? That one is, I don't know, something's going on with that one with spirit. They've pushed for that one as quickly as possible for some reason, and so much more. Blah blah blah. Sunday we have the lovely Melissa taking art class, art with spirit, and Wednesday we've got Moonface Community with Annie Fraser, Yahi, and Christina. Thank you for what you're doing, healing, etc. Sue, thank you for what you're doing. And wow, you know, there's so many people. Everybody's doing stuff now, and they've got to go through the list. Thank you, everybody.
I know,
Lizzie.
it's so amazing.
Last word for you. I'm keeping quiet.
I just want to thank everyone for watching our little chat in the Cosmic Lounge and joining us, and for anyone that's going to be watching afterwards. Yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of the frequency of change, and thank you for anchoring the light into the grid, because that's what we need to do.
Brilliant. Lizzie, thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've loved it.
Yes, me
Great
too.
stuff. As always, always. We'll see you very soon then. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Take care.
everyone.
Thank you, Ava. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.